wake up and you don't feel like it. Good. That's exactly when you need to do it. Because greatness doesn't show up when you feel perfect. Success doesn't arrive when the weather is just right, or your emotions are perfectly aligned. No, it comes when you act regardless of how you feel. You think the people dominating this world are sitting around waiting to feel good? Waiting for some spark of motivation from the sky? Absolutely not. They're up before the weak ones. They've trained their mind to move without hesitation, and that's what separates them from the average. The truth is brutal, but it's simple. Discipline is the only language success understands. Feelings don't matter, results do. And the only way you earn those results is by showing up even when every fiber of your body is screaming to stay comfortable. The problem with most people is that they let their emotions rule them. I'm tired. I don't feel motivated. It's too late now. These excuses are chains and people wear them like jewelry. They even try to glamorize their weakness, as if being soft is something noble. It's not, it's pitiful. When you're truly disciplined, your schedule is law. It doesn't shift based on your mood. If the calendar says train, you train. If it says build, you build. If it says learn, you sit down and you devour knowledge like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Your future is on the line every single day, and you either respect that or you become just another forgettable name in the crowd of mediocrity. Do you think champions miss days because they're tired? Do you think those who build empires skip days because they weren't feeling it? You think warriors pause their mission because they had a bad night's sleep? That's not how the elite think. That's not how winners act. They move. They get it done. Every single time. The world does not care how you feel. Read that again. No one is going to hand you anything because your emotions are a little out of sync. Your competitors are not pausing to let you catch up because you're feeling down. Life doesn't slow down for the weak. It keeps moving. And if you don't move with it, you get left behind. Forgotten. There is something powerful about doing the hard thing when you least feel like it. That's when you prove to yourself who you really are. It's easy to show up when you're energized. It's easy to go to the gym when your body feels strong. It's easy to work when you're inspired. But the truth is, none of that matters if you can't show up when you're tired, when you're drained, when you're emotionally wrecked. That's when your true character is exposed. Discipline doesn't negotiate. It doesn't ask for your opinion. It's a command, a code. You live by it or you don't. And every day you break it, you weaken yourself. You tell your mind that it's okay to be ruled by emotion. That's how softness creeps in. One skipped day becomes two. Two becomes a week becomes a lifestyle. And then one day you wake up and you're average. You're just like the rest, chasing comfort, begging for success without sacrifice, lying to yourself about why you didn't make it. But the man who is disciplined, he wins before he even arrives. He walks into a room and people feel it, because consistency builds presence. It builds certainty. He knows he's done the work. He knows he's not faking anything. That kind of power radiates. That's why people are drawn to the disciplined. Because deep down, everyone respects the one who has control over himself. You don't need to say a word. Your routine has already spoken. You want results. You want to be respected. You want people to feel your energy before you even speak. Then you don't miss a day. You don't give your emotions a vote. You don't listen to that inner voice that says, take it easy today. That voice is the enemy. It's weakness dressed in reason. It sounds logical, even comforting, but it's a lie. And every time you listen to it, you lose ground. The formula is simple: relentless execution, relentless discipline. Show up every day, without fail, without compromise. When it's hard, you go harder. When it's cold, you go anyway. When you're sore, you push through. You build a mind that commands the body. You become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no matter what. Because the difference between success and failure, between respect and irrelevance, between power and powerlessness, it's not talent, it's not luck, it's not even intelligence. It's the ability to act in spite of how you feel. That's the real superpower. That's the edge. That's what creates legends. If you're tired of being average, if you're tired of wondering why others seem to win while you stagnate, look at your routine. Look at how many times you gave into emotion. Now ask yourself, what if I never missed? What if I never skipped the gym? Never skipped the work? Never skipped the reading? Never skipped the planning? Who would I become if I just kept showing up, no matter how I felt? The answer is clear. You'd become dangerous. You'd become respected. You'd become the one others look to. The one who owns his time, owns his mind, and owns his future. So don't miss a day, not because it's trendy, not because someone else told you to, but because you've decided you're done being soft. You've decided to lead, and leaders don't flinch. Leaders don't fold, leaders move. Always. Every single day is a battlefield, and most people walk through it like it's a playground. They have no plan, no structure, no mission. They wake up reacting to life, checking their phones, scrolling endlessly, going wherever the day drags them. And they wonder why they never move forward, why they feel stuck, why nothing changes. The truth is, if you don't master the daily grind, it masters you. If you don't command your hours will destroy you. Time is either your greatest weapon or your deadliest enemy, and it all depends on what you do with it. The winners in life don't treat their days casually. They wake up with precision, with intensity. They move with purpose. Every hour is accounted for. There is no such thing as free time when you're trying to win. Every moment either builds your future or buries it. There is no in-between. The man who wins is the man who treats Monday like war, Tuesday like war, Wednesday like war, and not just for a week, not just when it feels good, every single day. Because repetition builds empires. Understand this deeply. Success is not built in one day of intense effort. It's not built when you're in the mood. It's built from the grind. From the boring, the mundane, the repetitive, the same meals, the same workouts, the same grind, in the business. While the world chases distractions, the focused few are repeating the same disciplines that stack results like bricks. Brick by brick, they build an empire, while everyone else is busy being busy. People look at high performers and think there's something magical about them. They think it's luck or talent. No, it's obsession with structure. It's mastery of the day. They don't let their mornings go to waste. They don't get hijacked by distractions. They don't allow emotions to disrupt their execution. They move like machines because they've trained like warriors. They've eliminated randomness. Their day is designed for domination. If you're not designing your day, you're gambling with your life. Think about that. How many hours have you already wasted this week? How many mornings have you slept through? How many evenings have you lost to laziness? And how many times have you lied to yourself saying, "Tomorrow I'll fix it"? Tomorrow, that's the same excuse used by the weak for decades. Tomorrow is where cowards hide their potential. The real ones, they build today, relentlessly. Every task you skip, every routine you break, every hour you waste, someone else is gaining ground on you. Someone who's hungry, someone who wants it more than you. While you're relaxing, they're building. While you're distracted, they're learning. And while you're waiting for the perfect moment, they're moving like time is running out, because it is. That's the mindset. That's the difference. The truth is, you don't need more motivation. You need a blueprint. You need to treat your day like it's your last chance to win, because in many ways, it is. You never know when your window will close. You never know when the opportunity dries up, or life throws a punch that knocks you out. That's why today matters. You never miss a day, because each day is a chance to build a weapon called momentum. And once you have momentum, you become unstoppable. But if you let that momentum die, even for a day, it gets harder. One missed day turns into two turns into a week. Then you start negotiating with yourself. You start slipping back into the same comfort zone that's been holding you hostage for years. That's why you must treat every day like war. Win today, dominate today, and then do it again tomorrow. Stack so many winning days in a row that even if you trip, your momentum keeps pushing you forward. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. It's going to be boring. Success is boring. Structure is boring. Boredom is where greatness is built. The weak chase excitement. The strong chase repetition. The real power lies in being able to execute without needing to feel excited about it. That's what builds a killer instinct. That's what separates the good from the elite. You need to sit down and plan your day the night before. You need to wake up before the world is awake and get moving while they're sleeping. You need to train while they're watching TV, read while they're gossiping, build while they're playing, and while everyone else laughs, scrolls, eats, and sleeps. You're stacking hours of purpose. That's how winners are made. In silence, in discipline, in the grind no one sees. People talk a lot about having goals. But goals are useless without systems. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to the strength of your systems. That means your morning routine, your work blocks, your training, you're learning, it has to be clockwork. You don't hope it happens. You engineer it. You build your environment to force it. You cut off the distractions. You eliminate the time wasters. You get savage about protecting your time, like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. The daily grind is your sharpening ground. Every rep makes you sharper. Every hour of focused work makes you more dangerous. And every day you win, your enemies fall further behind, because they're still trying to balance everything while you build in dominance. They're trying to take it easy while you're building a legacy. That's the price of mastery. It's not about talent. It's about obsession with the day. You don't need a new year to start. You don't need Monday. You don't need the perfect routine. You just need to lock in. Wake up tomorrow and declare war on mediocrity. Structure every hour like your future depends on it, because it does. Never miss a day. Never let up. Never relax on the basics. The daily grind is not something to survive. It's something to master. That's how kings are forged. Power is magnetic. It pulls people in. It commands attention without asking for it. That's the raw truth. If someone is attracted to you, truly drawn to you, it's not because of your looks, your jokes, or how smooth you talk. It's because of what you radiate. And the only way you radiate anything valuable is through discipline, consistency, and control. You want to know how attraction works. It works through dominance, over yourself, over your time, over your life. When you've mastered yourself, people notice, they feel it. When you walk into the room, they sense the presence of someone who doesn't flinch under pressure, someone who doesn't chase approval. That's what draws them in. That's the signal of strength. Let's make it clear. People don't fall for potential. They fall for presence. And presence isn't built through empty confidence. It's built through a lifestyle that is so structured, so stable, so relentless, that others instinctively know you can't be shaken. That kind of energy is rare. And that's exactly why it's attractive. You don't need to speak loudly or brag. You don't need to prove yourself every 5 minutes. Your life is the proof. Your routine speaks for you. When you never miss a day, when your actions are calculated, when your standards are high and non-negotiable, you carry yourself differently. You don't need to explain why you're valuable. People can feel it, and that feeling is what creates gravity. Attraction isn't created by being agreeable or available. It's created when people look at you and realize, this person doesn't need anything. This person is focused, moving, building. That's what makes someone stop and pay attention. You want to be the one they're drawn to. Then become someone worth being drawn to. Become stable in a world of chaos. Become disciplined when everyone else is sloppy. Become emotionally unshakable when the rest are consumed by their feelings. People are subconsciously looking for strength. They're searching for someone who's in control, because most people aren't. And when they find that, they hold on to it. Understand this: attraction isn't just about chemistry. It's about certainty. If you're inconsistent, if you're lazy, if you're bouncing from one emotion to the next, you're unpredictable, and unpredictability, without strength, is weakness. No one feels safe around someone who can't control themselves. But when you show up every day, when you handle your business without excuses, when you show restraint, focus, and control, that's the kind of energy that creates trust. And trust is what turns heads. You're not chasing, you're not begging, you're too busy building. That's the power. When people realize you're on a mission that's bigger than any single person, they either rise to meet your level, or they get out of your way. You don't adjust your standards to get people to like you. You raise them so that only the real ones make it through. You think power chases approval. No, it attracts it, silently. Look at the ones who get followed, who get respected, who get chosen without needing to scream for it. What do they all have in common? They're focused, they're composed, they're not available to everyone. That mystery, that control, that unavailability, it's not a game. It's just the byproduct of someone too committed to their own growth, to waste time seeking validation. And that alone makes people crave their presence. When you never miss a day, when you grind in silence, you start to evolve into someone rare. Your mind sharpens, your body tightens, your eyes change. You walk differently because you know what you've overcome. And that internal fire, people see it even when you don't speak. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You've already proven it to yourself, day in and day out, through your discipline. That's the secret. Attraction isn't about showing off, it's about showing up. And not just once, not just when it feels good. Every single day. People might not say it, but they feel it. They feel when you're built different. They sense when you're not pretending. When you don't need them. When you're solid without them. That self-reliance is magnetic. Stop looking for tricks. Stop studying tactics. Stop copying scripts. Become so focused, so dedicated, so real, that your presence speaks louder than any words ever could. People aren't attracted to perfection. They're attracted to power. And power comes from consistency. It comes from doing what you say you'll do. From not folding under pressure. From standing your ground when the world pushes back. You want someone to respect you. Respect yourself first. Show yourself you can hold a standard. Show yourself you can suffer through discomfort. Show yourself you can build something brick by brick. Once you do that, the world shifts. Because now you're not just a talker. You're a mover. You're not asking for attention. You're earning it. And here's the truth, most people will never tell you. People only value what's rare. If you're common, you're forgettable. But if you never miss, if you're disciplined, if you're stable in mind, body and spirit, you become rare. You become someone worth remembering. Someone they look at and think, there's something about this person I can't ignore. That something is earned energy. So don't chase anyone. Chase greatness. Build a life so consistent, so powerful, so complete, that people feel honored just to be near it. Be the one who never crumbles, never begs, never stops. Attraction isn't something you chase, it's something you become. And you become it by winning your days, by mastering yourself, by being the storm instead of being swept away by it. Because in the end, it's not about who likes you, it's about who respects you. And respect always begins with how you live when no one's watching. Never miss a day, not just for progress, but because every day you win makes you harder to replace, harder to ignore, and impossible to forget. That's power, and power attracts everything. While you're sleeping in, someone else is up grinding. While you're skipping your hour, someone else is training, like their life depends on it. While you're putting off your goals, someone else is executing with laser precision. And here's the truth you need to hear. Every single day you take off, someone else takes over. Success doesn't wait. It doesn't pause while you take a break. It moves forward with or without you. So if you're not keeping up, you're falling behind. And once you're behind, you're prey. You think missing one day is harmless, that it doesn't matter because you'll get back on track tomorrow. That's the exact mindset that guarantees mediocrity, because it's never just one day. It becomes 2, then 3. Soon your discipline erodes, and your progress disappears. You can't afford to miss days. Not when the competition doesn't sleep. Not when there are people out there hungrier than you, more focused than you, and more ruthless than you. You have to understand, this world does not care about your excuses. Life does not reward the comfortable. It rewards the relentless. If you want to be ahead, you need to act like it. You need to treat every day like it's a test. Because it is. Every day you wake up, you're in the arena. You're either sharpening your sword or rusting it. There is no neutral. There is no standstill. You are either evolving or decaying. The people you admire, the ones you want to be like, the ones who dominate in business, fitness, relationships, they don't get there by accident. They don't get there by skipping days, by sleeping through alarms, by scrolling mindlessly for hours. They get there because they never let a day go to waste. They understood early on that each missed opportunity opens the door for someone else to step in and take what could have been theirs. You think you're the only one with ambition. You're not. There are thousands just like you. Same age, same goals, same dreams. But some of them are taking it more seriously. Some of them are making the sacrifices you are not willing to make. They're showing up even when they're tired, even when it's inconvenient, even when it hurts. That's the difference. That's the edge. Missing a day doesn't just set you back. It emboldens your competition. Every time you skip a task, every time you cut a corner, every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're handing over an inch of ground. And inch by inch they close the gap. And if you let it happen long enough, they pass you. Then they forget you ever existed. That's how it works. You want to dominate. You want to be respected. Then act like it. Show up like your life depends on it. Because it does. Don't tell yourself it's just one day. That's a lie. That one day could have been the breakthrough. That one day could have been the seed that bloomed months from now. You don't see the consequences immediately, but they build up. Just like progress builds one rep at a time, one page at a time, one step at a time. Failure builds the same way. One skipped session, one missed target, one lazy day, and suddenly you're average again. People love to talk about how hard they work, but talk is cheap. Everyone talks about grinding, but few actually do it when it matters. Few actually show up when it's hard. Few stay consistent when the excitement fades. That's why so few win. That's why those who never miss a day rise above everyone else, because they do the work regardless of how they feel. They execute without hesitation. That's what separates the top 1% from everyone else. Not talent, not luck, just ruthless consistency. So when you're tempted to skip a day, remind yourself, someone out there wants what you want, and they're doing more to get it. Are you okay with that? Are you comfortable knowing someone else is working harder than you, getting stronger than you, getting smarter than you? Because you needed a break. That break you take becomes their advantage. That rest you enjoy becomes their opportunity. The truth is, you're not just competing with others. You are competing with the version of you that's possible. The version that never misses. The version that wakes up early, trains hard, learns daily, builds relentlessly. That version of you is real, but you only meet him if you do the work. You only meet him if you outwork your excuses. You only meet him if you stop handing out free wins to your competition. Don't confuse rest with weakness. There's a difference between strategic recovery and lazy neglect. Winners rest because they've earned it, because they've maxed out the day, because recovery is part of their strategy. But losers rest because they feel like it, because they're avoiding the discomfort, because they lack purpose. Don't fall into that trap. The moment you start missing days, your discipline dies, your self-respect drops, you start accepting lower standards, and eventually, the people who once looked up to you don't even notice you anymore. You become invisible. You become forgotten. That's the price of inconsistency. That's the cost of ease. But when you never miss a day, something changes in you. You begin to see yourself differently. You build pride. You build identity. You no longer talk about who you want to become. You start living it. People can see it. They can feel it. Your momentum becomes undeniable. And no matter how far ahead others were, you start catching up, then passing them, then leaving them behind. So take this as your reminder. Never miss a day, not because someone told you, not because it sounds cool, but because the clock is ticking, because the competition is real, because your boot shell is waiting, and because every single day you skip, someone else takes a step ahead of you. In this world, it's simple. You dominate or you get dominated. You move or you get moved. You build or you get buried. Never miss a day. The throne belongs to the one who never stops climbing.